Saturday, May 6th at Denver Supercross. We all seen what happened with Eli Tomac, okay? Myself, as I'm sure of hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of others, even the commentators, they were absolutely speechless by what happened to him. A calculated rider of that caliber, how one he is with his machine and with the track. You'd think that something completely out of his control would not happen to him like that. You know, it's usually rider error that happens. It happened in 2015, happened in 2017 when he lost the championship at East Rutherford. And that doesn't typically happen to a guy like that, Cooper Webb included. You know, that those things don't happen to those elite guys. You know, they're so calculated and so one with their machines. And they understand the track with each passing section. They know the differences and the track changes. We all know that when Tomac's not comfortable, he doesn't push it. And I felt that he was not. He had a great start. His start was better than Chase, and he had AC and McElrath in front of him. He felt he could get out front, get to the lead, and check out. That's what he wanted to do. He was trying to wrap up the championship whilst being conservative at the same time. And unfortunately, something out of his control happened. You know, he went through the transition, his suspension completely compressed, almost bottomed out, if not completely bottomed out. And his Achilles gave him. That is not something that he can control. That is the risk that we take when we ride on the balls of our feet. It can happen to anybody. My initial first thought was broken ankle. I thought he had broke his ankle or something along the lines of that. But it happened to be probably the second worst injury ever to happen to him. I discussed these things with my friends overnight, next day, into today. And, will he retire now that this has happened to him? He is 30. Yes, he's 30 years old. He had one of the worst injuries possible to happen to him at this stage of his career. I think he might. However, that's not for me to speculate. We've seen all through the 2023 Supercross season when he had an off race, he rebounded either to a podium or a victory. I myself, as opposed to, I'm sure, many other people, many other riders, many other fans, want him back in riding again and want him back in racing again. Average recovery time, obviously Achilles tendon, 4 to 6 months. Average recovery time with the help of physical therapy. He'll probably take a year to recover from that, if not, 6 to 8 months, maybe 10. Depending on how his body heals from it. I don't want to see him retire like that. If it were me in that position, being 30 years old, I'm not far off of 30, I'm 26. If it were me in that position, I'd be pissed. I'd want to come back and finish what I started and what I almost finished. Round 16, up by 18 points. With the conservative mindset, he had the starting out front, yes. That's what a racer does. But if Chase had got up to him again, he would have let him go by. he would have done the same exact thing as he did last weekend. He would have let him go right by him. Said, take it. You can win this one. I'm still up by 15. But this happened. It's part of racing. Things happen, as we've seen all year long. Happened to Barsha, happened to Cooper Webb, Anderson, Malcolm Stewart, Marvin Muscan, Dylan Ferrandis. Now, I can't take anything away from Chase Sexton here. Yes, he's going to win this championship by default, basically. Because the next closest rider to him is Roxon. So, he's the champ by default. He stuck with it, kept pushing through the adversity of not liking the bike or just mental error. I think some crashes of his were from the bike and some of them were mental. But I can't take anything away. He stuck there. He stayed there. He stuck with it the whole championship. Didn't get too badly hurt, other than maybe a couple bruises on a couple crashes here and there. Got a little sore. Worked out the soreness. Came right back swinging again. So I congratulate Chase for being there the whole time, the whole season, not being injured, and just sticking with it. But back to Eli. His retirement is on his mind, I'm sure. I'm sure he's kicking it around. Maybe not right this second. He might be trying to focus on recovery to be able to go back to doing fatherly activities, being able to run around with his children, be with his family, things like that. I'm sure he's more focused on his recovery than kicking around his career right now. Because I'd be wanting to recover and be back stronger, and eventually hop on the bike and see how I feel. I'm sure that's what he's going to do. We'll debate on it. I hope he returns. That's what I want from. That's what I would like to see. I'd like to see him come back from a big time injury and be able to win more races and at least be there. It would be better if he would return and give the fans a proper send-off of retirement by doing a farewell tour like Chad Reed did, wearing his JGR Suzuki hat right now. That would probably be best, and I'm pretty sure that would be his mindset. Give the fans a proper send-off, not focus on a championship or trying to win every race, or just go out there and salute the fans one last season, indoors and out. That's what I think would be the best way to send off. Will he? It's not my decision, and it's not other people's decisions to speculate. But that's just the way the world is. We all speculate things now, and we all assume things. I don't assume things very well, because when I assume things, it usually backfires. I'm thinking he's going to retire after next year. He might do some races to give the fans a proper send-off and say thank you for being fans of his. Thank you for being there with him through his lows and his highs of his career. I don't want to see him do it like that, so I don't think anybody wants to see him go out like that. So they're going to assume, oh, it's going to happen, as long as we don't want it to happen. But it might end up that way, and I don't agree. I think he'll rebound. But do I think he's going to retire? Yeah, but not after that scenario that played out in Denver. Like I said, if it were me, I'd feel there's unfinished business. I'd want to regain my strength back, get my foot back to normal, get it stronger, come back swinging. I think he's got that grit, despite his age. I think he's 30 years old, but the sport's changing a little bit. We got all the young guys that are coming up. I understand the people who think he's going to retire. Of course, I get it. All these young guys are coming. We got Jet moving up to 450s. We're going to have every heavy hitter back next year. But a lot of those heavy hitters are creeping up on their 30s and are in their 30s. You got Anderson and Barsha. You know, you've got Christian Craig. He's up there. Ferrandis is starting to get up there too. All these guys are not far off his age. You gotta remember that. All these guys are not far off of his age and they still have that fire. A lot of them have families too. Anderson had a baby. Barsha's a father now. Roxon's a father. So the sport is starting to change where they're starting to get to, their age is increasing, as opposed to RV retiring at 26. You know, RC did it at the same age. You know, all the best to ever do it retired early in their career. Dungy did it too. The sport is starting to flip now. We're starting to get to the point where we are going to be older and can still have that raw speed that Tomac's got, that Barsha's got, that Anderson can show from time to time. Nobody wants to see him go out like that, so I don't think they do either. Everybody loves to ride with Eli. He's a great competitor to ride against. He is that guy. For the past couple seasons, he was the guy with the speed, and they had to get to his point, get to his level. They got to his level this year. Sexton did big time. Made big strides. He crashed. Yeah, he found the speed though. End of the year, starting to rattle off some wins now. So now the bar is set. Eli set the bar. Now Jet's gonna come in and probably do the same thing. So I thought I'd make this video to just state my honest opinions here and repeat myself a bunch of times because I seem to do that. But I don't want to see him quit based off of an injury like that. He's come back from injuries before that were pretty bad. 2015, separated both his shoulders on outdoors. Had to have both of them surgically repaired. He came back next year on a new bike. Took him a while to get going, but he eventually got going and started to win races. And then 2017 came around and he was fast as shit. Almost won the Supercross title, won outdoors. You know? Yeah, he's had severe injuries that he's come back from. So I don't want to see him go out. Will he go out? Will he quit? Will he not? Will not quit? Will he retire? Possibly. But that's not for me to speculate and for me to decide. I hope you recover quickly, Eli, and come back swinging. And if you choose not to, you had one hell of a career, and I was with you every step of the way. So, heal up quick, champ. That's gonna do it. I just thought I'd talk a little bit since I've had the chance.
Alright guys, so in the process of editing this video, there was an update from Eli Tomac himself on what his plans are. So he had the surgery Sunday morning. They got him fixed like this. They got him in like that in the snap of a finger. Got him all repaired. And now starts the recovery process. He said he didn't know what happened. He had done that. He had jumps like that by, a little bit more than what he did before and landed way harder into the up face of the next jump and did not have that same reaction from his machine or from him. It's just a G out. And it was kind of a freakish thing. He doesn't even know. So, not rider error, obviously. And I don't even think bike error, honestly. The bike was probably fine, at least for his comfort. And like he was saying, he was in the conservative mindset, so he wants to be able to push and try to win, but like I was saying earlier, if Chase would have got up to him, he would have let him go. But I don't think the bike was the problem, and obviously it wasn't on him if he doesn't even know what happened. Or how it happened. If he had done that numerous times before, way worse, and impacted way harder than that, without that happening ever, or even hurting his ankle doing it, then it wasn't his fault. And I hope everybody knows that it wasn't his fault if he even said he doesn't know what happened. And now the part everybody wants to hear is his retirement. He said that's going to come a month or two down the line. He's probably going to focus in on getting his mind back in the right headspace to make this decision. Him making that decision whilst he's injured and after surgery is not the best way to make that decision. Because you're not in the right mindset. I think that once your body's starting to recover a little bit more, your mind starts to clear up more. He'll be able to be back with his family in the month or two, being able to do his normal activities, just maybe not extensively, but he can still play with his children a little bit more than he probably is now. And he'll be back in that mindset and back in the headspace again so he can make the decision and he can sit down with himself and think, okay, what am I going to do? Is there going to be another opportunity with this team to maybe go out the way Chad Reed did, give a farewell tour for another year, and then call it quits, or am I just going to retire right now? We don't know what he's going to do because he's going to wait a couple months to make the decision. I look forward to hearing what he wants to do, as I'm sure everybody else does. So I don't want everyone already I watched numerous videos saying, yeah, he's going to retire. I don't believe he's going to retire in this off season. He's probably going to say, this upcoming year may be my last year, or he's just going to play it by year as he has these past couple seasons. We don't know that. I don't think he knows yet. So, if he doesn't know, nobody else should try and take a guess. But it's in our nature to assume and speculate and make predictions. So I'm just going to say I'll leave it up to him, and I look forward to hearing from him. That's going to be it. It's been Tentative here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.